Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. And before we jump into this video, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys who helped me finish my goal of 400 subscribers. I set out this goal, 400 subscribers by the end of May, and I was at 350 like 4 days ago, and you guys just shattered that. We are at 430 subscribers right now. I was like, whoa, I was blown away. So I just want to say again, thank you guys, and give yourselves a round of applause. But before we do anything, before we jump into it, I have to set a new goal. The new goal is 500 subscribers by the end of June. I want to see if you guys can help me get to that. You are a regular viewer, make sure to like, and if you're a new viewer, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's jump into this video. My name is Emmanuel Camia, and this is League Talk. So the New York Knicks are down 3-1 to the Atlanta Falcons, and this comes right just after I make a video outlining my expectations for them. If you didn't know, in my last video, I outlined a bunch of expectations I had for the Knicks and why I had them. I expected them to at least win one playoff series, and I wanted them to win one playoff series because New York needs this. New York, the basketball organization, the basketball city, they need this. Basketball and the NBA does better when bigger cities are in the playoffs. And that's kind of unfair to smaller markets, but it just is what it is. Basketball does better when bigger towns are in the playoffs. And so that's why I wanted the New York Knicks to come out with a win. And also because this playoffs for the Knicks was one giant audition. If you didn't check out the video, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Make sure to go check it out. You won't be disappointed. But anyway, I guess the Knicks didn't watch my video or take my advice because they went on to lose the next 2 games they played after I made that, and are currently down 3-1 to the Atlanta Falcons and are looking at being knocked out of the playoffs after only winning 1 game. That is a far cry from winning a playoff series. And I outlined it. I didn't want just 1 game. I wanted 1 playoff series. And they are on a verge of basically being gentlemen swept. And it's kind of sad, you know? And so I wanted to analyze and break down why I think the Knicks are struggling against the Hawks right now, because I didn't think this would happen because they demonstrated themselves to be a better team in the regular season. So here I go. The first reason the Knicks are struggling right now is pretty obvious. Trae Young. Trae Young, from the get-go, is giving them problems. From the jump, Trae Young brought that playoff intensity. He wanted all the smoke, all the battle, and everything New York had to offer. Whether it was the fans chirping him or the players chirping him, he's chirping the fans back, and he's chirping the players, and not only is he chirping the players, he's also walking his trash talks. So he's giving them a hard time. He's really giving them a hard time. Ever since game 1, he's brought that playoff intensity, that ferocity that is needed to win in the playoffs. And it's being exemplified and being rewarded, and that's why his team has that commanding 3-1 lead on the Knicks right now. And this is what the Knicks need. He's trash talking and backing it up, and they could take a page or 2 from his book. He's definitely giving them a hard time. And so he's the first reason the Knicks are struggling. The second reason the Knicks are struggling is because of the pace. Atlanta seems to play at a faster pace than New York is playing at. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of the playoff intensity, but Atlanta plays at a faster pace, and this comes from also just how Trae plays. Trae Young plays kind of like Stephen Curry. Now I'm not saying that Trae Young is Stephen Curry. I'm just saying they're very similar. He's very similar to Stephen Curry and Steve Nash. And what's the connection between those 3 players? Well, coming out of college, Trae Young, his comp was Stephen Curry. He could shoot like Steph. He could dribble like Steph. And Stephen Curry was mentored by Steve Nash. And Steve Nash led the 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix. So those players play very fast. They are playing very fast. And as they play fast, the team has to play as fast as they do. And because Trae Young plays fast, the team plays fast. And they have a faster pace. And faster pace combined with shooters, hard to guard. hard to guard, and that's killing the Knicks right now. That's the second reason why they're struggling right now. The third reason they're struggling is definitely their star player, Julius Randle. I wasn't gonna make a video without him in it. He is a pivotal part of this team. He is a pillar of this team, a cornerstone of this team, and he is struggling hard against this team. Right now, he's averaging 16 points against them, 4 assists and 11 rebounds. And I know what you guys are saying. Those are not terrible numbers, but he is the soul of this team. Those numbers need to be better. This team goes as he goes. Derrick Rose, 2 games ago, dropped 30 points and they still lost. So that goes to show you, this team clicks, moves, goes as Julius Randle goes. They need him to be the Julius Randle that was in the regular season, or else people will just look at him and say, it was just a fluke season. It was a fluke one-time regular season. He couldn't do it, especially if you only win 1 game in the playoffs. All that reputation you built up in the regular season, it vanishes, because legacies are made in the playoffs. This is where you have to perform. This is it. You know what I mean? And so he is a big part of why the Knicks are struggling. Big part. I'd probably say 30% of why the Knicks are struggling. And so he is the third reason why they're struggling. And the fourth and last reason I think they are having a hard time with the Hawks is because of the shooting. Atlanta has better shooters than the Knicks. Atlanta's just shooting the ball better than the Knicks. 3-pointers mixed with fast pace equals a lot of points, and it becomes hard to guard, very hard to guard. Atlanta's averaged 13 3-pointers in a span of 4 games compared to New York's 10 3-pointers. So they just, on average, shoot the ball better and shoot it more. And that's why they're beating them on that. And that, coupled with the fast pace, makes for a great volume of scoring. And it's hard to guard. That's why the Warriors were so good when they was because they could get up as many threes as possible. And at a fast pace, and before you know it, they were up like a ton of points. And it breaks your soul. It crushes your soul when when balls just keep dropping. They just keep dropping, and you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like when you try to contain Trae Young and and it goes in, you're like, what do I do? You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's detrimental to them. If the Knicks want to compete right now, Julius Randle has to step up, and they have to get their shooting to be better. If you want to compete, Julius Randle definitely has to do this for his reputation and his paycheck. This is gonna affect his paycheck when he goes into the meeting rooms, and he is negotiating contracts. This affects him. Hey, well, you did this in regular season, but you didn't really perform well in the playoffs, you know. So we can't give you that money. All that money you're asking for. That's how I imagine the conversations are gonna go. And if he wants it to not go that way, he has to put his team in a position to compete in Game 7, and those are the things they have to do. Shoot better, up the pace, and Julius Randle has to perform better. But those are just my personal thoughts on the Knicks, what's wrong with them right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. There's a lot of you guys now, so I'd like to hear you guys' opinion. This is a place for sports, discussion, so let me know. And aside from that, see you kids.